Hi there and welcome, it's Ruth at Artful Yarn. In this video we're going to be learning how to do a chain and then the double stitch or the single stitch in US terms. So if you want to recap on how to hold your yarn, please reference the holding your yarn video that I've done. I will put the link in the description. So to start off with, make a slip knot rather, and you just do that by looping and taking that yarn through the loop. And to start off with, we're going to do 10 chains. So I'll just remind you how to hold the yarn. So 1, 2, 3, and for this foundation, try and keep the stitches fairly loose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the way you do that is before you go to pull the yarn through the loop, is just slightly lift the crochet hook away from your work. Always keep tight hold with between your thumb and middle finger, but just lift it slightly. Now what's that? 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So then we're going to do one more chain, because that's going to be form the beginning of the first stitch. And then we're going to crochet, and if you splay the yarn apart a little bit, you can split it slightly to see that you have, for each loop of yarn on the top there's 1, 2, 3 strands. And so when you go into the work, you need to have the 2 strands on top of your hook and the single strand on the bottom. So go into the work there and pull your yarn through. And then use your thumb and middle finger just to hold it nice and still and straight, and then grab the yarn and pull through those 2. So the next stitch is going to go into this collection here. There's the loops there. So we're going to go into here. So again, 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom. Grab the yarn. So you have 2 on the top and pull through. And this is where your point on your crochet hook is really useful, because it just helps to divide it up. And also this is why I suggested having a looser chain as your foundation chain. So this is one of a couple of ways to start a piece of work, either with a chain, or you can have a slightly larger foundation chain, which I'll cover when teaching trebles. So in between, so you've got the 2 above, 1 below, pull the yarn through and then pull through 2. Pull the yarn through and then pull the yarn through 2. So this is why I believe this is called a double, because you end up with 2 yarns on your hook before pulling through. But in the States it's referred to as a single, and I think that's because you're not yarning over. So now we're at the end of the row. Let's just count back to make sure we have enough stitches. So there should be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, hold on. Did I miscount? 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, maybe I didn't do enough. Okay. Well, this tutorial is purely just to teach you how to do the stitch, so I'm not too worried. So to turn, I'm going to chain 2 and turn the work, and then now you can see that across the top then of your crochet is like a plait formation. And so when you go into the stitch now, don't be tempted just to go into that one yarn that you can see there, because by doing that you kind of distort your work. So pull it apart a little bit and you'll be able to see that you can go through that hole there and actually have the 2 yarns on your hook there. So pull through the yarn and then through 2. So in this hole here, 2 yarns on top, pull through. Now there are stitches that are called for where you only go into a single loop, but if it states it on a pattern, it will be very clear about that. Typically when you're told just to crochet into a stitch, it means to go through those 2 loops. So when you're starting to learn to crochet, it's really important to make sure that you get in the habit of going through the work properly and having those 2 loops showing on the top. And then we get to that chain that we did right at the beginning. This is a bit trickier to kind of figure out where to put the hook through, but again, just try and make sure that you go through those 2 loops there. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 1, 2, and then go through. So that is the double crochet stitch in UK terms, or the single crochet stitch in US terms. And as you can see, it creates a really nice tight excuse me, a tight fabric there that you can't really see many holes. Thank you for joining me, and do let me know if you've got any questions or comments in the description, in the comment section below.